This Tuesday morning, all eyes will be on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He's going to be touching down again in pole-bound Uttar Pradesh, this time to inaugurate a 350-kilometer-long Purvanchal Expressway. Prime Minister Modi will inaugurate this expressway at 1:30 this afternoon from the Kawalkeri area of Sultanpur district. The Prime Minister will land on the expressway in an Air Force C-130J aircraft. He will be flanked by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh as well. This 3.2-kilometer long stretch of the expressway in Sultanpur has been constructed in a way that it can actually double up as an airstrip in cases of emergency, and that's going to be highlighted by the Prime Minister today. Following the inauguration, Prime Minister Modi and all other ministers who are accompanying him will take part and witness an air show by the Air Force on the Sultanpur airstrip. Prime Minister Modi is also going to be addressing a public meeting in Kurebar. Now, the Purvanchal Expressway has been built with a cost of 22,500 crore rupees and will boost economic development of the eastern part of Uttar Pradesh, particularly in Lucknow, Barabanki, Amethi, Ayodhya, Sultanpur and Ghazipur. Now, with hours to go for the Prime Minister inaugurating the Purvanchal Expressway, there's a lot of politics that's also playing out as SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav has targeted the BJP, saying that quality has been compromised to ensure that the Purvanchal Expressway can be ready in time for the Prime Minister to inaugurate it before the elections.
The 341-kilometer Purvanchal Expressway has become a political runway, with Akhilesh Yadav attempting to land a chance to take on the BJP governments both in the state and at the centre.
समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार में बनाए हुए एक्सप्रेसवे का उद्घाटन कर रहे हैं। पहले समाजवादी पूर्वांचल एक्सप्रेसवे का नाम बदला और नाम बदल करके पूर्वांचल एक्सप्रेसवे कर दिया। जिस गुणवत्ता के साथ, जिस क्वालिटी के साथ वो एक्सप्रेसवे बनना चाहिए था, उसमें कंप्रोमाइज किया गया है, उस क्वालिटी के साथ नहीं बनाया गया है।
Hours before the grand inauguration of the expressway, the Samajwadi Party chief staked claim over this lifeline of eastern Uttar Pradesh. Akhilesh tweeted that it was his government that laid the foundation of the Purvanchal Expressway. He even alleged that the quality of the project had been compromised and cost cut so it could be inaugurated by the BJP just before the assembly polls. A charge that evoked a stinging counter by the UP Chief Minister.
और आधे अधूरे का उद्घाटन करने जा रहे हैं, वो भी समाजवादियों का काम जो जनता को समर्पित हो रहा है। हमें खुशी इस बात की कि पूर्वांचल की भी जनता अब एक्सप्रेसवे पे चल करके लखनऊ और दिल्ली पहुंच जाएगी। मैं इस मौके पर पूर्वांचल की पूरी जनता को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं, लेकिन आधा अधूरा बन रहा है।
जनता ने जब उनको इस लायक बनाया ही नहीं कि वह किसी चीज का लोकार्पण कर सके, क्योंकि विकास का कोई विजन तो था ही नहीं उन लोगों के पास। एक नकारात्मक सोच के साथ विघटनात्मक गतिविधियों के कारण जिन लोगों ने प्रदेश के विकास को बाधित किया था, वह हर एक कार्य के साथ अपना नाम जोड़ने का कुत्सित प्रयास तो करते हैं। जनता सब जानती है।
The furious political face-off has only erupted, with other opposition parties also targeting the BJP.
सपा के मुखिया किस प्रकार सरकार चलाए हैं राज्य के अंदर, उनकी नोटिस लेने की आवश्यकता क्या है? जब से सरकार बनी है, उनको प्रेरणा लेना चाहिए योगी आदित्यनाथ जी से कि मुख्यमंत्री कैसा होना चाहिए।
सरकारों के काम में एक निरंतरता होती है। काम की शुरुआत कब हुई, फीता काटने का वक्त कब आया, तो फीता काटने वाला ये कहे कि ये हमने करके दिखा दिया, तो साहब आप तो जब से आए हैं जेब में फीता लेके ही चल रहे हैं। काम धाम तो आपने कुछ किया नहीं है।
The Purvanchal Expressway is being touted as the game changer. Will it change the game for the BJP in a vital region that holds 167 seats? With Abhishek Mishra in Lucknow, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, BJP's Purvanchal push is incomplete without the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi has played a key role really in the campaign at Purvanchal ahead of UP polls this time as well as previously.
Elections in UP may be a few months away, but the BJP is leaving nothing to chance. The BJP is bringing out the biggest weapon in its arsenal: Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself. With the equations unclear in western UP, the BJP is paying special attention to Purvanchal. Prime Minister Modi's campaign began with his visit to Varanasi, his own parliamentary constituency, on July 15th. Then, on October 20th, PM reached Kushinagar, where the people of Purvanchal were given the gift of an international airport as well as development projects worth over 450 crore rupees.
कुशीनगर के लोगों को, यूपी के लोगों को, पूर्वांचल पूर्वी भारत के लोगों को, दुनिया भर में भगवान बुद्ध के अनुयायियों को कुशीनगर इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट के लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई।
In all of this, Prime Minister Modi has made his pitch clear. Vikas of UP under the BJP, in Lucknow and at the centre. But the Prime Minister is only getting started. On Tuesday, Prime Minister will inaugurate 340-kilometre long Purvanchal Expressway that will boost economic development of eastern parts of Uttar Pradesh. And in the coming days, Prime Minister will be launching a fertilizer factory and an AIIMS in Gorakhpur. During the 2017 UP Assembly polls, the BJP posted a strong performance in Purvanchal, sweeping 115 of the 164 Assembly seats. BJP's campaign so far has revealed its two-pronged attack strategy. While Prime Minister Modi has stuck to the Vikas slogan in Uttar Pradesh, Chief Minister Adityanath is striking the Hindutva note in his campaign speeches. With Abhishek Mishra in Lucknow, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's move on to our other top focus this morning. Another smoggy day in the national capital. The centre today is all set to chair a high-level meet on the pollution crisis. This meeting comes a day after the Supreme Court directed the government to hold this emergency meet to take necessary steps to tackle the spiralling air quality levels in the Delhi NCR area. Key takeaways from the Supreme Court hearing yesterday included a possibility of a lockdown in Delhi, work from home for employees in Delhi NCR, and even the possibility of odd even returning in the national capital. The top court directed Chief Secretaries of Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab and Delhi to attend this meeting and make their submissions before the committee that's been formed by it. But the reality on the ground is that people continue to breathe in toxic air. Every year at this time we see the same discussion. Nothing really changes. And here are the details of exactly what the Supreme Court said yesterday, coming down very heavily on the Delhi, Haryana government as well as the central government for not doing enough to curb pollution. The Supreme Court also warned the UP government, saying it will audit spending on ads amid this air emergency.
Hold emergency centre states meet. Stop non-essential construction. Regulate transport and traffic. Stop polluting power plants. Implement work from home. The anti-pollution prescription of a Supreme Court bench led by Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, which concluded that construction, industry, traffic and stubble burning are major culprits in polluting Delhi. The top court had some harsh observations for the Kejriwal government over its attempt to pass the buck, rapping it for not doing enough to curb the pollutants and devoting resources instead in advertisements. The top court even warned that it can audit Delhi government's revenue and spending on advertisement drive amid air emergency. The Delhi government also faced flack for blaming the civic body MCD for lack of road sweeping machine.
Don't give us rhetoric and long-term plans. Give us facts, figures and emergency solutions. That is what the court has asked the Delhi NCR states as well as the central government with regard to air pollution in the capital city.
The BJP was quick to accuse Kejriwal government of wasting money in advertisement drives for self-promotion and failing Delhiites.
अरविंद केजरीवाल हर बार की तरह, चाहे वो कोरोना का मामला हो, चाहे वो ऑक्सीजन का मामला हो, हर मामले में फेल हुए और अपनी नाकामी दूसरों पर फोड़ते हैं। आप फेल सरकार हो और अपनी फेलियर को छुपाते हुए आप और सिर्फ विज्ञापन के जरिए आप अपनी सरकार चला रहे हैं।
Delhi government told the top court that it is ready to implement lockdown in Delhi, but claimed it will be meaningless if NCR states don't reciprocate.
सरकार हर तरह के कदम उठाने को तैयार है। केंद्र सरकार के साथ मिलकर के, सभी राज्यों के साथ मिलकर के लॉकडाउन के लिए भी तैयार है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट सारी चीज़ों को सुनने के बाद जो भी डायरेक्शन करता है, दिल्ली सरकार उसे लागू करेगी।
Meanwhile, Delhi's air quality remains in very poor category. A thick blanket of smog engulfed the city, despite schools, colleges and construction sites getting shut for 7 days.
दिल्ली हवा इस कदर जहरीली हो चुकी है और दिल्ली वालों के लिए हवा इतना बड़ा मुद्दा बन चुका है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में अब इस मामले की सुनवाई हो रही है। और अगर आज के एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स की बात करें तो 318 है। कल भी कमोबेश इसी तरीके के हालात थे। हालांकि जो स्मॉग की चादर है वो धीरे धीरे दिल्ली में अब दिखाई नहीं दे रही है पिछले 1 से 2 दिन में। उसकी वजह हवाओं का चलना है।
Can the Supreme Court mandated meet for Centre, Delhi, Punjab, Haryana and UP help the capital fight the gas chamber? Bureau Report, India Today.
Surya star legal drama Jai Bhim has landed in trouble because the Vanyar Sangam, an association representing the politically influential Vanyar community, has now sent across a legal notice to the makers of the movie, seeking an unconditional apology, removal of objectionable scenes and a compensation of 5 crore. The notice was served to actor Surya as well as Amazon. The movie is based on the real-life story of custodial torture of members of the Irilar tribe and the legal battle fought by Justice Chandru for their rights. The notice said that the crew had managed to retain most of the characters' names with real names but deliberately changed the name of the sub-inspector who tortured the victim in custody. The legal notice comes after objections were raised by PMK over the subject after the release of the movie. Responding to this entire controversy, Surya had said that name politics will dilute Jai Bhim's message, which is centered around a legal battle for the marginalized community against those in power and how justice was delivered. This morning, let's get you a report on the big boost to India's drone arsenal. We're now close to acquiring 30 Predator drones from the United States. A high-level meeting will be held in the Defence Ministry to discuss the acquisition worth around 21,000 crore rupees. These drones will come armed with advanced systems and weapons packages and enable long-range surveillance as well as precision strikes.
This is the Sea Guardian, a US-built advanced drone. Built for long-endurance reconnaissance, the Sea Guardian is a derivative of the legendary Predator drone. And like the Predator, the Sea Guardian can fire weapons if required. The Indian Armed Forces have been looking to acquire drones like these for years. And now, after all this time, finally, a 22,500 crore rupee deal is on the threshold of clearance for India to acquire 30 of these drones. 10 each for the Air Force, the Indian Navy and the Indian Army. But while deliveries are still a while off, the Indian Navy has already spent the last year familiarizing itself with these drones. Since November last year, 2 Sea Guardian drones have been operating from this Indian Navy air station in Tamil Nadu, the same base that hosts the Indian Navy's P-8I submarine hunter jets. From this base, the 2 Sea Guardians have been flying surveillance missions out over the Bay of Bengal and the larger Indian Ocean. Acquired on lease for a year, first let's tell you how these drones actually work. Each system comprises the drone aircraft itself and the crucial ground control system. Crews in the ground control station handle all aspects of the drone, controlling it via a satellite link. Capable of flying thousands of kilometers away from the ground station, the drone relays real-time images and targeting information. While the Sea Guardians on lease to India are unarmed, the drones being purchased will be fully armed and can be commanded to engage targets and fire at them. Flying at a maximum altitude of up to 40,000 feet and capable of pre-programmed autonomous flight of nearly 2 days, the Sea Guardian employs precision radar and electro-optical sensors to provide detailed imagery and intelligence over wide areas. And their weapons package includes laser-guided bombs, anti-ship missiles, and even anti-tank weaponry. The 20-meter wingspan of these drones, as wide as a cricket pitch, has 9 weapon stations called hardpoints, which can carry 2 tons of electronics and weapons. A high-definition electro-optical infrared sensor can capture still and video images at extended ranges. A synthetic aperture radar can build up pictures of geographical features. A maritime patrol radar can detect targets on the sea surface, and an inverse SAR can detect, image, and classify objects such as warships over 300 kilometers away. What's clear is that India doesn't just want surveillance drones, but combat drones capable of hunting and destroying targets from the air.
Right.
Often just called the Predator B in reference to the baseline model, the Sea Guardian is a modern version of the Reaper, famous for raining hell on terror targets in Syria, Iraq, and especially in the tribal areas of Pakistan, courtesy the American CIA. The drones to be ordered by India will likely come with Hellfire precision-guided munitions, weapons that are already operational on the Indian Air Force's Apache helicopters. Acquiring combat-proven US drones would also make up for an imbalance caused by China's own deployment of Wingloong 2 combat drones at airfields in Tibet and plans to supply these drones to Pakistan and other countries. If the Ladakh standoff has been a wake-up call, and if India has reacted by actioning a flurry of combat purchases, pushing through the long-pending Sea Guardian deal would easily be the biggest in terms of value and also the most operationally significant. With Sandeep Unithan in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
And that's all we have time for in this edition of First Up. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Stay tuned to us here on India Today. A few minutes from now, I'm joining you with all the top stories.